Hey guys, this is Candle, and welcome to a new gaming pickups video. Bear with me a moment because this video is in 720p instead of 1080 because Microsoft decided to fuck with the way cameras work on Windows 10. But yeah, we haven't done one of these in a while, and that's because I haven't really bought too many games over the past few months. For the last year or so, I've been saving up to buy a new car, and I finally did, so that's my wallet's a bit strapped right now. But anyways, I do have a few things here. Some physical, some digital, so we'll switch over to that when we do. But first up is a game I really haven't touched yet, Call of Duty Black Ops 3. Finally picked up this, and it's probably going to be the last Call of Duty game I get for consoles. Kind of switching more and more to PC games. Usually the only reasons I'll buy a console game nowadays is if it is a console exclusive or if there's like franchise and system loyalty behind it. Hence why I have this on Xbox. I've gotten like most of the rest of them on Xbox in the past, so that's why I did this as well. Like I said, though, I haven't really had a chance to play it yet. I have a new couch coming on Saturday. My parents bought me one for my birthday, and I really am thankful for them doing that because the futon I've had for the past couple years is very uncomfortable. So it's nice to have an actual couch again to sit in front of the TV and so on. Something else I got, another Xbox game, is Rock Band 4. There we go. Now you can actually see it. I picked this up because it was on sale on Amazon for pretty much half the regular price. You can still find it at Best Buy for like $130 with the guitar. And this was the guitar bundle, which is actually sitting up there. The big box is sitting up there. You can't see it right now, but it was actually only about $70. So I thought that was a good deal. I kind of miss playing Rock Band. Now I still have to get Rock Band 1 and 3, but I have 2 and 4, so that's good enough. Then the last console game I got was Mirror's Edge Catalyst. Now, this one I picked up on PlayStation because, well, I originally wanted it on PC, but I couldn't find a PC copy at Best Buy. I wanted to get physical. So instead I went with the PS4 version because I originally had the first game on PS3. Like I said, franchise brand loyalty and so on. Now, I had thought that this was going to be a Xbox One exclusive, and then it was going to be an Xbox One and PC exclusive, and then it was going to be like a timed exclusive or whatever. But actually, it's on all the major platforms, not counting the Wii U. Nobody cares about the Wii U anymore. But it was a pretty decent game. I mean, it takes the Mirror's Edge concept from the first game, it's first-person parkour, and puts it in an open-world setting, which is kind of neat, but also kind of boring, because there's really not too much to do other than get from point A to point B as fast as you can and pick up a few things along the way. There's really not too much to do. But still, it was a fun game. I did run into a small problem where it seemed like the game was in a much larger window than the TV could afford, and there was a PlayStation, a PS4 internal setting I had to go and change for that, which caused the game window to actually be smaller. Well, normal game windows to be smaller than the TV, but for Mirror's Edge, it actually allowed it to take up the full screen without going over, without cutting out some of it. So it was still kind of neat. So anyways, the rest of this is digital, so I'll see you guys for that. Alright, so like I said, this video is in 720p because Microsoft decided to screw with the way that webcams work right now. Unfortunately, I'm recording this section in 1080p, so we'll see how that turns out. But anyways, starting things off, we got a few VR games I went ahead and downloaded. First off was Bazaar, which was this interesting little game with really intriguing not really design concept, but aesthetic. Yeah, that's the word I'm looking for. Really intriguing aesthetic because it's all kind of pastel and neon colors almost. And basically the idea is you're on a magic carpet flying around a little maze. You're trying to collect these certain things and navigate the maze and so on. It's really, really interesting. It's all pretty much, it's all based on where you're looking and so on. Then I also got the Minecraft Windows 10 Edition Beta. It's now available for Oculus Rift. You can try it out if you already have Windows 10 Beta and an Oculus Rift. It's free. Otherwise, you're going to have to buy it, I think. But it's just really interesting. The only thing I wish is that I could play regular Minecraft PC worlds on here, and you can't because the Windows 10 edition is based on the Xbox One and the Pocket Edition. So it's on par with that in terms of features and blocks and everything. And it's just, it doesn't quite jive with the PC version. However, it did get me to hunt down a virtual reality mod called Minecraft that allows you to play the original PC version of Minecraft in VR. And I got to walk around some of my worlds with that, which was really interesting. I wouldn't necessarily recommend it for play, that way because a lot of what I'm doing is commands through the keyboard, and I don't touch type very well. However, playing around with the Windows 10 Edition beta, it did seem to be working pretty well. I didn't really get sick even walking around myself, but I've never really been known to get motion sick anyways, so anybody who's really susceptible to that might want to hold off on it. But other than that, I have a couple other things that aren't installed. You can see all the different things I've downloaded here so far. The only real game ones would be Incel, which is kind of almost like AudioSurf, except you're on kind of like a strand of DNA. You're rotating around to try to grab all these proteins and everything, and the whole premise is that you're trying to save a cell. And then there's Mythos of the World Axis, which is a little demo, basically. You're controlling this little tiny character on the screen, or in this world, this virtual world, as he tries to free a monster, which is actually your head, is the monster. That's your point of view. So you've got these chains coming off of your the sides of your head as you're turning your head to try to get a better view of what this guy's doing, and so on. A couple other things I downloaded was Abe VR, which is just a little VR horror experience of this robot that has decided he wants to figure out what makes humans tick, so he's experimenting on them. And then, of course, there's also a Hulu app and just a few other things, but I'm pretty sure I've already had all of the rest of these. So that is it for VR, which leaves us to Steam. Now, I know I've ragged on the Steam summer sale like when it was around, but I said how I wasn't going to buy anything. I actually did end up buying something. Not what I was originally intending to buy. Those things were still overpriced for what I felt they were worth to me. But for about 20 bucks, I was able to pick up all of the Sid Meier's Civilization content I did not already have. Now, I already had Civ 5, its both of expansions, and most of its DLC, as well as Civ Beyond Earth. What I didn't have was Beyond Earth's expansion Rising Tide, which introduced all of these aquatic elements to the game, including floating cities. I also didn't have Civ 3 complete on Steam. I do have a disc-based version. And also the Civilization 4 collection, which is Civ 4, both of its expansions, Beyond the Sword and Warlords. And then Sid Meier's Civilization 4 Colonization, which is remastering of the original Colonization game in the Civ 4 engine. Now, I did enjoy Civ 4. I felt it was a little bit more arcadey compared to Civ 5, but it was still quite a bit of fun. I was able to play through it fairly well. The UI kind of needs a little bit of adjustment because it's all like incredibly small on my monitor, but then again, this is from before 1080p was kind of the standard for PC gaming. And even now, you're starting to see the standard switching to 1440p or even 4K. And but Civilization or Colonization, I had a hell of a time getting into that one because it does not explain itself very well. It does not at all, and it plays quite a bit differently to a traditional Civilization game. The whole premise of Colonization is you are in charge of founding and maintaining a colony in the new world, and you have ties to your old world country that funded everything, and the whole premise is to found this colony, bring it up, and expand it to the point where you can gain your own independence. And it didn't quite jive with me that well. So I may come back to it at some point, I might not. But the only real other game I have gotten is another one I haven't had too much chance to play with because it just came out. There we go, Deus Ex Mankind Divided. Now this one plays pretty much the same way that Human Revolution plays, at least as far as I can tell. I've only really done like the first mission, and I've like just gotten out of the apartment in Prague, so I haven't really experienced the rest of the game. But it is a beautiful game. It is gorgeous. Now, my problem with this one is about a month ago, I went to go pre-order it off of Amazon. I know you don't pre-order games, but the thing is, the way Amazon Prime works now is you get 20% off all pre-order video games and new video games up to 2 weeks after release. So I figured, okay, I'll go pre-order it on Amazon. I'll be able to get a physical PC copy. It'll be a little bit cheaper. Well, I went on there about a month or two ago, and they didn't have any more physical PC copies available. They had PC download codes available, but not the physical PC copies. So I figured, okay, I'll wait till launch day. I'll go to Best Buy because they have their Gamers Club. $30 for a 2 years memberships gets you the same deal, 20% off all new video games. Well, I went to Best Buy like right after they opened. The local one opens up at 9:30. Right after they opened, they didn't have any Mankind Divided cases on the store floor. They didn't have. They had a shipper display out, but they didn't have any of the actual games out there because it probably came in with the games on the shipper, but they pulled them out so they could put them in their little box so that people don't just walk out the door with them. Well, I waited around half an hour. I was just walking around, browsing, see if there was anything else I wanted. Eventually, they started putting the games in the shipper. They only had 360 and PS4 copies. I asked them. They didn't have a single PS1, or a single PC version anywhere in the store. So, unfortunately, I ended up having to come home and buy it off of Steam, which meant I paid full price. I actually paid more than full price because I bought the season pass with it, because I already know I'm going to want to play the story missions that come with the season pass. Even though it's probably not going to be a great value, it was still only $30. There are worse value season passes out there, like, say, Fallout 4. So anyways, I paid $90 for this game, unfortunately, so it's just... Anyways, I am still enjoying this game. It seems like it's a really good game. It is gorgeous. It is beautiful. But I'm starting to have to come to the realization that I'm probably not going to be able to find many PC games in stores anymore, any physical copies anymore. I mean, I even went to GameStop and they didn't have any. So it really, really sucks because I prefer physical copies. A, it gives me a backup in case something goes out with my internet or something. And B... the whole point of a physical copy to me is to be able to put it up on the shelves. You guys have seen the bookcases behind me. They're just chock full of video game cases, and be able to see it on a shelf and say, yeah, that's my collection. And we just don't have that anymore. Digital is the way to go with PC, unfortunately, and the only real way to get sales nowadays is occasionally there'll be like a 10% off pre-order sale, or you have to wait and wait and wait. Unfortunately, the way Amazon and Best Buy are working right now is you can get those discounts, but I think they're physical only. So I don't know for sure about Amazon. Maybe it includes the download codes, but I don't think so. So anyways, that is all I have for game pickups this month, and probably for the next few months as well. Like I said, I just bought a car, so I'm kind of strapped a bit for cash. Plus, there's the fact that I do want to replace my TV before Final Fantasy 15 comes out. That would be very nice. So anyways, like I said, that's it for now. I'll see you guys next time. Thanks for watching.